Kazakhstan established and developed relationships with more than 140 countries worldwide. The country is a member of over 60 international organizations. Kazakhstan is an open and friendly partner, the initiator of the various integration processes in the world community, always ready to create the conditions for global dialogue. A business delegation from Romania visited Astana. The meeting was held on the site of Expo 2017. Representatives of business communities and universities, as well as entrepreneurs, met with the Kazakh side to discuss potential areas of cooperation.
My expectation is to meet a lot of people on the public domain, also in the private domain, and to find common topics for future developments, also on the Silk Road, Eurasia. So personally, I'm focused on general cadastral engineering, urban planning, all of things that means engineering here in Kazakhstan.
Kostin Frandefir presented the economic hub of Romania, which focuses on innovative technologies, intelligent systems for the energy sector, and urban environment. It is important to note that this economic community has already established business relations with Norway, Denmark, Moldova, and Azerbaijan. Next in line is Kazakhstan.
Deliver some projects in Baku, Azerbaijan. We had a very good experience there, and I hope that we will have also in Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan has a specific for us, so I think a lot of projects in smart energy and in cadastre and GIS and collecting data for infrastructure will be very, very helpful for everybody.
Another participant in the dialogue platform, a representative of the Business Association of Romania, also believes that future projects with Kazakhstan have great potential, since both countries are located on the same continent.
My presentation was very much centered to the name Eurasia. So Eurasia, it's a new term which has been used before by geographers or by people which were looking to the history of the mankind. Now it came to my conclusion and based on our research, because we have conducted some research in flows of transportation and trade flows and logistical flows in the world, and we have noticed that all of a sudden the trade flows between East and West are growing dramatically. And then we, studying literature, we identified that Eurasia is coming as a name of the business.
According to the Director General of the Romanian Business Center, Costin Lianu, the biggest problem of modern science and business all over the world is that they are not connected with each other in a practical sense. This is the goal of a future partnership, the transfer of knowledge from universities to business for the implementation of innovative solutions.
This is the way we have done in Romania. It's a pioneer work. We created a kind of entrepreneurial center which looks to the problems of the universities with the academic lenses and is trying to develop services for the business community through the knowledge which has been created in the universities. It's, the concept is, if you want to make it metaphorically, it's called school go to business.
At the meeting with representatives of the Romanian business, Kazakhstan businessmen also showed interest in developing business ties with Romania. It is located in Eastern Europe, and we can use it as a further hub that will be distributed throughout Europe. We identified several countries. This is Slovakia, Romania, Poland, which could be an interesting platform for further expansion, so to speak, of Kazakhstan products or products from China, which we're transporting through Kazakhstan. At present, 700 entrepreneurs of the association from all over Kazakhstan are developing trade with countries all over the world. Branches of organization located both in the Middle East and in Africa. Businessmen of the country cannot fail to note the importance of Kazakhstan as a logistics hub within the framework of the development of a new economic path. This was voiced by the Romanian counterparts.
I think Kazakhstan is a major player. It will be a major player in this new East-West trade flows. So, because it has size, it has resources, and it has geographical location. So that means 2-3 ingredients very important to do so. Another ingredient depends very much on you, depends very much on any country which is on the Silk Road, because it's like in a family. The ones which are taking the opportunity better, they will profit better for this new thinking.
Kazakh entrepreneurs already work with Belgian, Lithuanian, Polish and Russian producers. Why we're interested in Eastern Europe? Because there is a very loyal and low-tax system. Accordingly, if we want to open a business there, or our branches, it will be much cheaper than opening it in the same Holland, or in France, or in Spain. Therefore, we choose Eastern Europe, because as you know yourself, they are part of the European Union, and there will be an unhindered export of goods. As part of the visit, the delegations also held meetings with the universities of Kazakhstan. Romania intends to share its experience in the management of higher education, namely how young professionals build their careers.
We are not taking care only of their educational skills. We are taking care also of their professional skills afterwards, how they can integrate themselves on the market, on the labor market. This is the most important for us. And that's one of the reasons why we created this business department, in order to let our students to integrate our future graduates in the labor market with our help. And our help means the support from our partners, because the business department of our university, Spiroharet University, means a bridge between an academic environment, which means Spiroharet University, and the whole business environment, which means partners from Romania, from all over the world. And they can offer support, professional support for our students in terms of internships.
Representatives of the educational sphere also intend to attract Kazakhstani students. According to them, Expo 2017 and the Romanian Pavilion in particular is an excellent platform for this purpose, since it gathered all the necessary business resources.
Как любой павильон, и наш румынский павильон предоставляет много экономические мероприятия.
Like any pavilion, our Romanian pavilion spends a lot of economic events, because in fact the goal of this exhibition is to make new contacts, to get acquainted with other countries, companies. Therefore, in our pavilion, practically every week there are events on business, on IT, tourism, and many other industrial sectors.
IT, туризм и много секторов из нашей промышленности.
Another participant in the presentation, a representative of a logistics German-Romanian company, told about an innovative solution in the transport sector.
They invent practically a new solution to dissipate the energy during an earthquake, and this is practically the solution to take care of lives and goods during an earthquake. And I am quite optimistic to present this solution in Kazakhstan, because I know and I observe how important it is to take care of lives and to take care of the people in Kazakhstan. And Kazakhstan is developing this warehouse solution in the next years, and will be a very good product for the Kazakhstan area, where are some problem with the earthquakes, especially in the Almaty region.
The meeting ended with a visit to the Romanian Pavilion, which presented its vision of the future energy at Expo.
Energy of light, энергия света.
Energy of light. Why? Because in the central point of our pavilion is the laser. Here is the layout laser, which you see here. Why is this so? Because it is the most powerful laser in the world that was created already in Romania. Now it is in a test mode, and it will be completely ready in 2 years. Here is used light energy. This laser is the cleanest laser in the world.
Света этот лазер, самый чистый лазер в мире.
Its practical application, this development will find in medicine. According to the commissioner of the Romanian exposition, already now a lot of hope is placed on its potential to cure cancer. At the ceremony of celebrating the National Day of Romania, the Minister of Information and Communications of Kazakhstan, Dauren Abayev, emphasized the importance of the presented technologies on a global scale. But the country is famous not only for this.
У всех нас есть прекрасная возможность.
We all have the opportunity to touch a piece of this beautiful country with a rich history and an incredibly rich cultural heritage. Romanian painting, music, impressive architecture, and folklore are universally recognized as calling cards of this country. In Kazakhstan, there are many connoisseurs of such representatives of the Romanian people as Nicolae Grigorescu, George Ionescu, Horacio Radulescu. Well, the idol of Kazakhstan sports fans is the greatest gymnast Nadia Comaneci. The official ceremony was continued by the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Romania, Theodore Melescanu, with a solemn speech, stressing the importance of this significant date. This year, the country is celebrated 25th anniversary since the establishment of diplomatic relations.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. In various fields like education, science and culture. A few examples: the establishment of the first lectureship of Romanian language, culture and civilization in Central Asia in Karaganda. The contacts between the well-known Romanian universities, Babeș-Bolyai University and University Polytechnica of Bucharest, and very important education centers of the Republic of Kazakhstan, like Academician Buketov in Karaganda, University Al-Farabi, Kazakh National University, Eurasian National University, Gumilyov.
After the end of the official part, the celebration of the National Day of Romania at Expo 2017 was continued by the bright performance of artists who pleased the audience with their talent. The annual International Forum Eurasian Week has come to an end in Astana. More than 2,000 delegates from 42 countries of the world became its participants. Among them, entrepreneurs, representatives of leading companies, major business associations, development institutions, government agencies. Participants of the most important session, Competitiveness in a Changing World, New Models, Technologies, Forms of Management, were attended by representatives of all the states participants of the EAEU Russia, Belarus, Armenia, Kyrgyzstan and Kazakhstan. The opening speech was given to the host party, the Prime Minister of Kazakhstan, Bakojan Sagintayev. It is very symbolic that the Eurasian Week is taking place within the framework of international exhibition, which achievements will also contribute to the harmonious transition of our economies to resource-saving, innovative types of development. I am convinced that the presented forum platform will help all parties to establish new contacts and deepen existing relations among the public sector and the business community. The EAEU was established in 2015. Now, for a more comfortable pronunciation, many still call the union by the same name. During its existence, there are certain results. Despite the difficult economic situation in the world in recent years, there has been a positive trend in key indicators. Thus, the GDP growth of EAEU for the first quarter of 2017 was 0.8%. It is encouraging that the industry is growing even better, 2.7%. The volume of foreign trade of the EAEU countries in the first half of the year increased by almost 28%. In general, favorable internal development conditions contribute both to growth between our states and with third countries. For example, having opened mutual duty-free import of goods with Vietnam, we significantly intensified trade with this country. The results of the first half year show an increase in the turnover of EAU member states with Vietnam by 26.2%. The cash equivalent is almost $500 million. According to the Prime Minister, Kazakhstan accounts for $271 billion of this amount. In order to develop an effective economic space, the members of the Union create comfortable conditions for interaction for each participating country separately, as well as for partner countries that have shown an interest in partnership.
Сейчас мы наиболее активно применяем две формы. Первая форма – это договора.
Now we're actively applying the two forms. The first form is the agreements on free trade zones. Now the Supreme Council of the Eurasian Commission has given us a mandate for negotiations with 7 countries. 7 priority countries with which we launched the negotiation process. We have a mandate to conduct these negotiations. This is the first form. We are now in an intensive negotiation process with Iran and Israel, with India, Serbia and Singapore. And these are the main areas when we're talking about the free trade zone.
И вот это те основные направления, относительно которых мы говорим о зоне свободной торговли.
In fact, the number of countries that would like to work with the EAU is more than 50. Cooperation with them goes according to the format of concluding memoranda.
Вот этот второй формат, он позволяет в ходе работы выявить основные экономические...
The second format allows us to identify the main economic interests of the two sides in the course of the work. We create joint working groups that explore the potential of cooperation and the benefits that all our countries can receive in this format. And these intensive negotiations allow us to find ways to deepen interaction with these countries.
Нащупать правильные направления, углубление взаимодействия с этими странами.
Of course, it is not easy to develop a common strategy and look at many issues within the vast territory of the economic space and the population of more than 180 million people. Both those problems and the issues that arise as the Union develops require careful elaboration. So, according to the participants of the summit session, now countries need to develop a common digitalization system for all economic sectors for further integration with the digital systems of such markets as Europe and China. With the latter, by the way, Kazakhstan has achieved certain results in the logistics direction as part of the development of the new Silk Road.
Только за последние годы было построено почти 2000 километров новых железных дорог.
In recent years, almost 2,000 kilometers of railways have been built. More than 3,000 kilometers of motor roads have been modernized. In our part, in the national segment of the corridor, Western Europe, Western China, 2,800 kilometers of highways have been fully modernized, and we are ready to organize transit on our territory to the direction of Europe, Russia. Russia is actively working on its 2 sides, and this corridor, within the next 2 years, will work in a complete mode. According to the first Deputy Prime Minister, Askar Mamin, the trend towards the development of land directions cannot be denied. Thus, the growth of container traffic over the past few years has more than doubled, and this trend is observed annually. Another proof of this is the signed agreement on the development of a dry port between the Kazakh and Chinese sides, as well as the largest Chinese sea operator. In general, Kazakhstan, on excellent intermediate results, plans to achieve profits of $5 billion from transit, which indicates the effective work of the EAEU. The development of the economy of Kazakhstan is also seen in the orientation towards the export of its own products. Kazakhstan here represents about 80 export-oriented companies in various industries. This will help our countries to develop new mutually beneficial contacts. Already today, more than 8,000 joint ventures with EAEU countries have a stable operation in Kazakhstan. I consider this as a good indicator and support from entrepreneurs. We will be glad to further expand this list of enterprises. According to the first Deputy Prime Minister of the Russian Federation, Igor Shvalov, the EAEU is a purely economic entity, the leadership of which belongs to Kazakhstan from the very beginning, starting from the 1990s, when the president of Kazakhstan began to promote the idea of Eurasian spirit.